All right, I think we're all here. Hello, yay! Thanks everyone for coming. We are Trio Menagerie, and we are honored to be guests of honor. Thankful, appreciate. Yes, thank you so much for having us as guests of honor here. We're starting off with our Nerdy Music for Nerds, which is sort of what we got started off doing, where we make arrangements of music from video games and TV shows. If you've seen us before, we're definitely doing it a bit differently. Our closer is our opener, and we've got some new pieces to intermingle in here, so hopefully some really great stuff for new and old. A little different too is all of our merch is going to be in Dealer's Den throughout the weekend, so we don't have our merch here, but if you guys want to come, our Nerdy Music for Nerds CD, our t-shirts, and we have a vinyl, all that good stuff, come by the Dealer's Den. We should be there more tomorrow. We just had a lot of stuff we were doing today. And before we start too, huge thanks as always to our AV crew that makes sure that, yes, thank you, that makes sure we sound great. We really can't articulate enough how hard it is to mic string instruments, especially the cello, so literally when we heard who was here, we're like, yeah, we'll be fine. So we just really appreciate that we always have such a great team to make sure we sound great. So we're starting off with probably one of our favorites, usually our closer, but like I said, we're going to flip things on their heads today. So I hope you guys enjoy Banjo-Kazooie. You're gonna have to watch out for bopping this mic. Really wants to bop that mic. Next up, actually something I talked about a lot in my little presentation I had before this, a piece of movies, wow, I combined, a work of movie? What is the word we use for movies? A movie that has some of the great, it's probably some of the greatest film score. Yeah, that's something like that. Words. It's the reason I play the cello, which is of course Star Wars. John Williams, like I would say, not the grandfather. That's Bernard Herrmann in my opinion, but Bernard Herrmann's successor, John Williams, who really brings such a level of class to any movie he writes for. And I mean, they didn't call it a space opera, so only appropriate that we set it as a prelude and fugue. So I hope you guys enjoy. All right, next up is one of my favorites, and actually pretty on theme for the con, I would have to say. And also very reflective on whose side, all of us, I think we're all on the same side when it comes, no, I bet you would like mechs. Yeah, never mind. At least me and Hare, I think, are, or what about, are you a mech person?
Not really.
Okay, good. At least me and Hare are on the same page, which is very rare. But I'm, of course, talking about Monster Hunter, because monsters, always, right? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. What's really cool about this, right, is I play the game. Hare's never played the game, but he composed a mechanic from the game in our fugue. He does something that's called a double fugue. And just so you know, a fugue, it's basically, think row, row, row your boat, where the theme of row, row, row your boat comes in different each time.
It starts on a different pitch.
Starts on a different pitch every time, and sometimes row, 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 that's hard to say. Changes as it goes. But when you have a double fugue, what happens is you have two themes. So you have the first theme, and then the second theme, and then you play them on each other. So we have a theme from one monster, then the other monster, and then they duke it out. So let's see if you guys recognize the monsters that are fighting. All right, next up, I think I'm going to hand the mic over to Hare for this one. Let him explain it.
So I may be Team Monster, but Team Mech. I am also a huge fan of the Horizon series. Aloy, best pro tag. But anyway, I, for this one, wanted to do a straight arrangement, so we're going into a couple of our straight arrangements. And for this one, I decided to set a particular number from Horizon Forbidden West. For those of you that have never played the game, let me set the scene for you. You, as Aloy, are going to this place called Plainsong. It is your first time going there. You first see this big structure that just seems to bloom out of the ground. As you approach, you hear voices, and those voices are singing a song. This was one of those rare times in a video game where I had to put the controller down just because I wanted to listen to the voices wash over me. And then you grow closer. It's the voices of their government. And I wanted to capture that sort of wonder. So this is a transcription of a piece from Horizon Forbidden West. This is As Before We Are.
This isn't it, don't worry. Man, Hair can tell a story, right? With his words and his music. I wish I was that talented. So now on to something different, completely different. Another straight arrangement, but it's got a kind of funny story. So during COVID, we did like our summer sabbatical where they all came out to Chicago and we prepped. It's when we did, like, we decided to prep 3 different concerts, which we then learned never ever to do again because that was a lot. But it was real fun to do. And of course, while they're there, I had to expose them to my latest new show, which was Good Omens. And I very soon after regretted that because Hair really took a liking to that opening theme. And I think we heard it about good 2,000 times, maybe?
It was stuck in my head and I made it everybody's problem.
Yeah. And I like to think, this is before we had a season 2, I like to think he summoned season 2. So maybe, so if you want a season 2 of something, maybe sing the theme song like 2,000 times and it'll come true. I don't know, don't quote me. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy Good Omens. Heard it first here, so you might see that me and Shas have to lay out lots of pages. Hair really likes to not write us page turns. So we're thinking of maybe Shas composing a piece for Hair where he literally just has to turn a bunch of pages. So if you see that pop up, you heard about it here first.
Yep, I told them go for it. So this next one is actually something that I've been wanting to do for a while now. Especially if you know my history on the internet, and I mentioned at the Meet the GOH this morning that I got my start in fanfiction spaces, and one of those fanfic spaces was Mass Effect. And so I really wanted to do something Mass Effect because it is a lot of people are Trekkies, or a lot of people are the war people. For me, it's Mass Effect. And I decided to go to Mass Effect 2 for the suicide mission. So we are going to be bringing that to you live from Indianapolis. This is the suicide mission. Make sure you build all your trust with all your squad mates, people.
Assume that's a Mass Effect.
Yeah. Well, not really at all, but it's...
All right, next up, I don't know how well this aged. What's going I don't know how I feel about this anymore. I don't know, those of you who are Marvel fans, I don't really know what's happening anymore. But back to the good old days, one of our first instances of a technique I actually brought up today, musical onomatopoeia. which is where music reflects, it sounds like actually what's happening, and here it does something cool here. We've got, did I already say we're doing the Avengers? This is the Avengers. And so...
That was Infinity War, remember?
Yeah, it was a, no, it was before, yeah, it's a snap. I'm getting there. Don't spoil. So we've got our prelude, which is the fight, and as Hare mentioned, we do have a snap. It's something called a Bartok pits, just where you pull your string so hard it snaps back and hits the fingerboard. And then we have our fugue, which is sort of the results. So I hope you guys enjoy our adventures. Now for something much lighter. I still think the best response, so I always used to say best Disney princess, Moana, right? But then someone mentioned Cusco, and I feel like I thought I was really right, and he said that. I was like, you know what? I get it. But besides Cusco, in my opinion, best Disney princess, Moana. So something neat that Hare incorporates to this is something called aleatory music. Really fancy way, basically he gives us a pattern, and we have a lot of freedom in how we spend our time on that pattern, and then we change together. So what's the exact translation? I forget. Chance music, yes. So you can technically kind of play it differently each time. I think we've kind of fallen into a usual one. Don't surprise me this time around. Don't say that, oh wait, we should play different stuff. Don't do that. But you guys, which I think is a great depiction of the freedom and chaos of the ocean. So I hope you guys enjoy our Moana. All right, so we've got a new finale for you, much different than our usual fare, and it's got a bit of a long story behind it. During that same sabbatical, I also had to introduce Shaston here to...
It was before that.
Was it before?
Yeah, because we watched it over Discord, remember?
Oh yeah, it was when Jeff broke up with me. We watched it when my boyfriend broke up with me. I just remember that.
The middle of season 3.
So we're talking about the gayest show ever, Hannibal, the TV show. Yeah, we got any Hannibals in here? Oh, yay! You got 2! Woo! If you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing. It's the gayest show ever. Seriously, if you want the definition of, excuse my language, I fucked, just watch the show. Like, it's what it is. But one of the great, it is. Come on, like that's literally 50% of the show is them just like staring at each other. Yeah, no, not like that. Please don't. No. But one of the great things about it is how supportive the writers and the directors and the actors were of the fans. And at the end of the last season, director Brian Fuller commissioned Susie to literally like compose a love song to the fans. And I sort of proposed this to Hare, and it's quite the challenge because it's not our usual, because she writes very, I don't know, like atmospheric music. So definitely a huge challenge for Hare to take on. He did a great job. And actually I had 2 cosplay friends, did a fandom movie, and they basically commissioned us to record it and play along with it, because you don't have to buy the rights to us playing. But it was also a fun chance and excuse to whip it out. So, oh wow, sorry, that was... I said it, and then sorry. All right, we're under FurryCon, it's fine.
That's literally what she said.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, it uses something very unique called scodatura, which is something we actually get to use. These instruments we have, you notice they're all black and carbon fiber. Lewis and Clark, they're really nice to travel with. But a thing they have, it's called geared pegs. So a huge problem with cello is the pegs are incredibly stubborn. Like you have to like do it like this. Yeah, it's a nightmare. And so having geared pegs, I can actually still play while changing it. So it's actually something he wasn't able to compose until we got the instruments. So scodatura is where we change the tuning of our instruments to create a different sound. And Hare being the difficult, what's the word? He likes to challenge us. It's like, let's just have you change the intonation of your instrument while you're playing. But it's a really cool effect. So I hope you guys enjoy Love Crime.
Yeah, but first we gotta read 2.
again, what time tomorrow? 3? Afternoon sometime. It's our classical concert, a mix of both old and new composers, new furry composers that are classical. And then we'll be at Dealer's Den most of the day throughout if you guys want some CDs, t-shirts to say hi, talk about music, anything you want. And then on Sunday we're doing a solo recital, so we're going to play some fun solo music for each of us. So yeah, hope to see you there and have a great con. Thanks again. And thanks, Amy.